So we are joined in studio by Warren Hickinbotham, co-founder of the Organic and Natural Products Expo Africa, and Gary Jackson, founder of Jackson's. And you'll hear why just now, why he's joining us. 011-883-0702 and the WhatsApp line 072-702-1702. Gentlemen, welcome to the studio. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
What were you saying about spiders?
Yeah, no, not a fan. Not a fan. Stay away.
Stay away. So I have to find out, please do share with us about this growing demand from the perspective of what you do in your world with the expo. You know, I'm sure you travel and go and get exposed, but from what I observe and what we all observe is everybody's trying to move away from Western medicine, go back to natural. We look at our grandmothers that, you know, lived till over 100, no medication. They didn't even need antiperspirant, and they were eating morojo and papa, and they were okay. And now we are here taking 7 million different supplements, of which I would assume if we're popping ashwagandha, you know, capsules, we could probably just have it naturally. What are you seeing?
So I'm going to throw that question to Gary because he's been involved in the sector a lot longer than I have, and then I'll double on top of that with how we came in.
Mr. Jackson, you're the sixth Jackson, the missing Jackson.
So, I mean, people are sick. I think that's the bottom line. People are dying way too young. Kids don't have grandparents anymore, just like you said. So people are starting to ask questions about what's causing this. And so one of the things is, well, you can try, but it's probably the easiest. You can't control the air or the water that you consume, but what you eat, you can consume, can control. And it's about getting as few ingredients in your food as possible and testing that food. That's where we've got to now to make sure that it's pesticide free. The pesticides erode our stomachs, and so it becomes really tough if you compromise, that your whole immune system starts getting inflamed, and that's why people are moving to this natural way of eating and doing more research. The youngsters are brilliant. They are so switched on. I mean, they learn through YouTube. It's incredible what they know.
I would even add, I mean, you spoke about pesticides and all those type of things, but I'm even looking at hormones and how we have little kids developing a lot earlier than maybe what my generation was, and all the extras that are added, whereas now you go to your supermarket and you want grass-fed, you want what is it called, free to roam, is that a free range? Okay, the ones where it's like, oh, did Piggy get to eat whatever they wanted, kind of a thing. And then we get the nightmares where you hear that there are labs where chickens don't have heads, and then they're just pumped in to go be in a deep fryer somewhere at a fast food chain. In terms of where we are, but also where we are as a country economically, versus this ideal life of more people wanting to go back to farm life, grow for yourself, do things from scratch. Is it matching up? Because it almost feels like you work like a dog to go back to the basics.
You're right. I can't say you're
Organic
wrong.
is more expensive a lot of the time?
Some of the time. In South Africa, not so much, because we want to get the market share. So we want our produce to be the same as your average supermarket, but you're getting the comfort of, you know, where it's from, you know, the farmer's name, and you know that he's a proper farmer because we go through all those checks. And I think that's important. It's about the soil. If the soil that they grow your food in is contaminated, you're dead out the block. So, you know, you've really got to watch. And a lot of pesticides are sprayed on food after harvest. That's really scary. So they use it to extend shelf life. And with the proper organic, I've got some organic apples here, they just don't ever age. They just grown by one of the top farmers in South Africa.
Yes.
The apples are cheaper than the normal apples, and they like, you know, when you were a kid, you bit an apple and then the juice went out and there was no core. You ate the skin. The only thing you left was the stalk.
Yes.
And that is amazing. So there's a lot of nostalgia in the city for milk with cream on, with real farm butter, with a proper egg. that taste. You eat one egg and you're full.
Yes.
Eat a supermarket egg, you got to have 3.
Yes.
So the nutrient density and getting fuller quicker is a saving, actually.
Before I come to you, Warren, just to ask about the Expo, I'm curious, Gary, what about the quality of the water we have? Do we at all need to be concerned? Because if, let's say, and I know there's so many people who are getting into urban farming where it doesn't matter that you even have what you call it, an apartment. They really are trying their best to incorporate that into their lives. Do we have to have any concerns in Gauteng about the water we have, and that when we buy something organic, that it ticks all of the boxes?
So we make sure a lot of farms have borehole water, which is really, really clean, and we test. Soils are tested. So, when you buy from one of our small farmers, because we run a business that showcases the small guys.
Yes.
So if you walk through our stores, you won't recognize the brands because they're all unknowns, which is so cool. And we help them. There's a system where we can help them where to get water tests so that customers have comfort. But, obviously tap water is not so great, but you can filter it as much as you can. Other people just drink it like it is. So let's put it this way: there's a lot that is in water that shouldn't be in water to preserve it.
Let's hear about this expo, because I'm sure there's so many listeners who are literally hearing about it for the first time today.
Yeah, the expo, I think, kind of came out of what Gary's been touching on, and it was general consumer thought patterns towards health has been an evolving theme for many years, for probably a decade. And slowly but surely it became more and more to the fore. And then, of course, COVID arrived. So if anyone wasn't thinking about health before COVID, they sure are after. And now with access to information, obviously everyone's getting a lot more educated with regards to what they're putting in their bodies. So the Expo was born out of that increased awareness and consciousness. We'd seen patterns overseas within the sectors across Europe and the US, where the kind of trade shows, expos, events within the space were
Yes.
massive, huge, like multi-story affairs. And there was nothing going on here in Africa. Yet, we have in South Africa and Africa, broadly speaking, a massive growing of natural organic products, indigenous products, things like scaletium, things like baobab, things like moringa. So we saw the opportunity to launch an expo, and here we are 5 years later.
Okay, so talk to us about the expo in terms of when we can expect to go and visit it and what we can expect to experience there. Like, are we going there to meet farmers? Are we going there to go and taste the difference between an organic duck egg and just a normal egg? What can a person go and get to enjoy there?
Sure. So I'll start with the dates and venues. We do 2 every year. Cape Town and Johannesburg. Cape Town is happening next month, 17th to 19th of April at Convention Centre, International Convention Centre in Cape Town. Johannesburg a little later in the year, 7th to the 9th of August at Sandton Convention Centre. You can expect to visit and really go and experience what is across the board through food and beverage, a lot of cosmetics and skincare for the ladies, all natural, using some amazing indigenous ingredients and essential oils. There's textiles, textiles, bras and underwear made of bamboo fabric or hemp or that kind of stuff. So completely natural, cross-category. We also have an association with SAOSO, who's the Organic Sector Association. So they govern who, if I don't know if it's really organic, I can either bring Gary in to help me or SAOSO. But really, as a consumer visitor, you can expect to leave with a head full of knowledge, hopefully a tummy full of goodies, and certainly a bag full of goodies to take home and learn more from.
Where do the conversation around organic and natural products intertwine or meet with the conversation around cannabis and cannabis products in South Africa?
I think it's very much one and the same thing. It's all about health and wellness and natural remedies. We started the conversation talking about medicine. You mentioned natural medicines. Your gogo didn't need medicine.
Yep.
So, people have lost trust in big pharma, so to speak. So they're looking more and more for natural ways to just stay healthy. There's a massive move towards preventative care. Why look after your health when you're sick? Look after it when you're healthy so that you stay healthy. So you can't take a medication, chronic medication, obviously you take every day or every week, but you want to get into an environment where you can do things on the daily that are going to enhance your health so that you don't get it. So to your point, CBDs, even psychedelics are coming to the fore now in terms of the research and health benefits. It's all about staying healthy and changing lifestyles.
From your perspective, Gary, I mean, I can hear from how you speak, you're quite passionate about this. What have you managed to incorporate into your daily life? I want somebody listening to not think of it as, okay, that's maybe something I can think about when I get rich or something I can think about when. What are some of the things people can start implementing in their day-to-day to move away from non-natural products with 7 million ingredients you can't pronounce and to go back to the basics?
So I guess the best way to answer that is to say to you that people don't understand what the word health means. It doesn't mean losing weight. Everyone thinks it means losing weight. It actually means getting your brain back, because mental health is crazy in this era. And it's affecting creativity, productivity. People are almost like in a zombie mode. And so
Yes.
it's about getting out of that zombie mode. So, you know, the one of the things that you need to do, and that is make sure you're having olive oil, because that is the cleanest oil.
Uncooked.
Uncooked on your salads, on your veg that's steamed.
On everything.
Keep away from these spices and marinades. I mean, you got to buy meat that tastes like meat, right? You don't
Yes.
need to buy, you know, and the best meat, you know, is coming from far away. So if you buy it frozen, you must buy it frozen.
Yep.
So I eat a lot of green leafy veg. That is key for me. It's all about gut health, because your gut
Yes.
health determines everything. So if you don't have a good system, you're not having regular toilets visits once a day, and you're not having diarrhea or constipation, you're good. But if you have got those two, then it's a flag for you to find out what is wrong. And everybody's so different. It's like a fingerprint. So there isn't one answer for everybody, but we help people find that little puzzle piece that's missing in their lives. And if we can find out what they must eat less of, and also find out what they should eat more of, they become a customer for life.
Where do we find Jackson's?
We've got 2 branches, one in Bryanston Drive, right down at the bottom, 300 Bryanston Drive opposite the Riverside Shopping Centre, and it at Kailami Corner up on the upper level, right next to Burger King.
You guys also have like mohodu and so many things. I think I've had a friend that bought from there, and I was like, I didn't know they do that. And to anybody listening that wants to get in touch, maybe they want to be a part of the expo, where can they email?
Yeah, email me directly, warren@accesshealth.org, where the access, the X is the CC is an X, access. Or alternatively, just go to our website, organicandnaturalportal.com.
And is a word and not a symbol. Amphazan.
Correct.
The and. Okay.
Correct.
Perfect. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And I think this is the direction of the future. I guess I'll see you at the expo.
Shout if you need tickets.
Let's be honest, Africa could be doing way better.